seems the sports cycle never ends when it comes to Russian athletes, in particular Paralympians. This time, as opposed to what's happening currently in Rio, you also have athletes that are Paralympians that will not participate at the Games. The IPC has officially announced that due to all the statewide sponsored doping, that the athletes from Russia will not compete at these Games. A lot of controversy, I don't know, just for the fact that they're Paralympians and how far did they get involved, but nevertheless, that's the decision. Was it the right call? And we'll start with you, Andrew.
See, that's the problem. Like, how much are they involved? I haven't seen the list where there's, how many are on that list, but they got the decision right that the IOC should have got right.
That's the wrong decision, right? The IOC's, in my opinion, made the wrong decision. That would have been where they should have made the decision. And now we have, it's almost a second-class citizen type thing being handed down. Okay, well, it's not as important, so we're not letting you play. But those are the, we all know where it all stands. And I think what you're getting at is apparently there is evidence, and there's going to be an abundance of evidence that comes out in all of this. So I just think it was a gutless move on the other side of the house. So would have been more.
This is just more of a tit for tat move, then, is what you're saying.
Well, I think it was easier for them to make a statement and say we're tough on this by taking away a lesser light. And I'm not saying it's lesser myself. I'm just saying in their minds the Paralympics are, a secondary thing. Well, the Olympics are what everyone's watching every day. People are tuning in, and what more of a deterrent would it have been if they had banned Russia from the Olympics and not the Paralympics?
Because basically, the IOC, they made the decision by letting everyone else make the decision for them. And then the IPC comes out and says, well, we're just going to make the decision, and that's the end of it. Is it right? Who knows? How many athletes are you actually getting rid of that actually went through that? It seems like the athletes that, the major, and you hate saying major, minor, but we all watch the actual Olympics and we don't really watch the Paralympics, and it's not wall-to-wall TV coverage. So that's where the message should have been sent, and it wasn't. It was kind of swept under the rug, and then now the IPC comes in, and it's like, now you got to relook at what the IOC did, and did they get it right or wrong? And now that's just going to open up another can, and that's just, it's a never-ending cycle.
It would have been easier if the IOC just had a blanket ban. I think that would have been the best thing to happen. Then you wouldn't have all this infighting and have the issues that we have right now.
I agree.
It just seems to, there was a lot of missteps, especially from the higher-ups. Anyways, that's just all done and dusted. Let's talk about a new topic. Let's talk about RG3. Robert Griffin III, I know you're going to be excited for this one.
Get your jersey. Do you have your jersey yet?
Not yet, but I will probably get one soon. As a Browns fan, that's why it's important to me. I want to mention that Robert Griffin III will be starting, and it seems the Browns, in terms of who they implemented, the excitement with their new coach, Jackson, coming in. Then you throw in, again, the receivers that they've brought in. Returning, if you think about it, with one of the guys out there. But overall, there's a lot of excitement with RG3. They think they can get a system for him and that he can excel. Will he excel, especially getting the start in his first preseason game?
Really? Okay, are they going to make the playoffs? You tell me. You're the Browns fan.
Whoa.
Will they make the playoffs?
No, but they'll be significantly better than they were last year.
Well,
significantly better.
What's significant?
Honestly, 5 or 6 games, knowing that they're competitive. At this point, you just want a competitive
That's where
team.
you're at as a Browns fan, as long as they're competitive.
Last year was just bad in general because everything just seemed to cave in itself. Offense, defense, special teams, nothing was working. A lot of players got hurt. It just became this one ball.
So Moses, what do you think the problem's been for the last 20 years?
See, why are you guys grilling me?
Just flip the show.
No, I'm being serious. What is it about the Browns? It's no different than in the NHL, the teams that are always the bottom feeders. What is it, Edmonton?
Well, first of all, it all starts with the higher-ups.
Well,
and the higher-ups, you need to hire the right people to be in the system.
So has that changed?
Yes, they have. It has. At least with the guy that they brought in, he's come in, and he actually has had success as an offensive coordinator. He's been known to help Andy Dalton, various other quarterbacks. Was the only Oakland Raiders coach. He only had one season. Only Oakland Raiders coach in the past since, I guess, Chucky in 2001 when he was with the Oakland Raiders, John Gruden, to have a season of 500 or better. His team went 8-8. and they got rid of him. And
Wow,
every team
we're
has been
scraping
done.
the Oakland Raider.
But
barrel.
what I'm saying, no, he was a great coach. Of course, Al Davis, the late Al Davis, was a little cuckoo when it came to these coaches and never gave them the time to do anything. Hugh is known as a great offensive mind. He built system around guys and understands their skill sets. I think RG3 can be successful.
And that's what they need to do. That's what they didn't, to be positive about it, they didn't do that in Washington. They didn't play to RG3's strengths. They didn't let him play the option, the run. They tried to make him a pocket passing quarterback, which RG3 is not. In his rookie season, it
But
worked.
he's learning. No, but he's learning now because he's got bad knees. He needs to know how to stay in the pocket,
that's the
and he's
problem,
been coachable. I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. This time, the RG3 now, compared to he was in Washington, is known as a coachable guy. The coaches have been impressed with him. He knows the job is not given to him, and that he's going to have to work, knowing there's 3 other guys behind him.
He was even asked that question in his interview. How do you feel you're different from when? I remember when he first came in. I'm not a very huge NFL fan, but I follow the stuff that goes on.
And there was a lot of hypes around him.
Yeah, so I wonder if he's learned that it's not all about him. You know, if he learns that and trusts the people around him, maybe he won't try to do as much. So I don't know. I don't know enough about him other than I see that he got a haircut and he looks much better. So I don't know.
The dreads, the braids not working for you?
No,
Suki?
they weren't working for me.
Okay, there you
It's
go.
just building the offense around him. And if depending what type of quarterback he is and what type of system they're going to run, they didn't do that in Washington. You can't. They try to change him into something he wasn't. And yes, his knees are gone. He can't run as what he was. But when he was that kind of quarterback, they didn't play to those strengths. And the first season they did successful. When they didn't, it went away. So that's the problem. I give him a short leash though, because how long are you going to keep trying to build this offense around him before you realize, okay, maybe he is actually done. Maybe his Washington years were the real years we get. So, it's the NFL. They have a short memory when it comes to things.
Yeah.
They also will forget people pretty quickly as well.
Andrew will leave you with the last word. We're going to take a commercial break and return with more Gloves Are Off.